This place is laid out for entertaining. Huge grotto, sun shelf, the water slide right there going through another grotto waterfall, tiki hut, huge hot tub. This place is all about ambiance, hanging out, entertaining, and just having a blast.
All right, Lucas, we're finally here, man. Incredible project. Obviously, we walk around this corner. The first thing you hear is that water off the grottos.
You know, the whole idea back here was to create a destination. This is, you know, Tom and his family, they actually live a couple houses down. This is really their party event house. Been to some amazing parties. They had a charity where they did a fashion show. There was actually a runway right here to a stage. All the models were underneath the oak tree here. And it was just so cool to see my vision come to life. They actually originally had wanted to cut this oak tree down and put the pool here.
Wow.
And the house, the garage side was over here. The whole house design was 180. And so during the design process, I was telling them, this tree, you can't replace it. I mean, it's priceless. It's beautiful. It's a backdrop. I'm like, we can't take this tree down.
Absolutely
we need to stay outside the footprint of the canopy so we don't kill it. So as you can see, all this decking is just outside the canopy of the tree. So we you know, kind of protected it. We roped it off for the project. This is artificial turf. So then, you know, the one thing is grass doesn't like to grow underneath the oak trees. So we did the artificial turf. It's just a beautiful setting here. So they actually got the architect and the builder. They switched the house like completely around. So you come in from this side. Now we have this beautiful oak tree, and then you have the pool, of course. The whole idea was to create privacy. You wanted us to feel like you're in your own kind of oasis here.
Yep.
So when we dug out the dirt for the pool, we created a berm along the back with all the landscaping. We did, you know, just a ton of rock work. Again, it's a party entertaining place, so a lot of places for people to congregate. Usually when people come over, where do they hang out in your house? Around the kitchen, around the bar, right?
Exactly.
So right here, hot tub, we got a nice bar area. So, you know, during these events, pretty much a lot of people are kind of hanging out here, having drinks, talking. Some people are in the pool, some people out of the pool. It's a great place to kind of congregate. Then over on the island, we have the fire feature. Again, a nice place for people to kind of sit around the fire, hang out, chat. And you can't talk to everybody at once, so we try to make these little micro areas of places to congregate, you know, places to lounge.
These grottos, usually with these pools, you see just one grotto that's just spilling water. Tell us how you came up with the design to really run it across the whole backside of this pool.
Yeah, well, to create that privacy, we needed a design that was really long, really big.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to stretch it out kind of from one side to the other. And also I wanted to have a grotto that was hot water as well as cold water. So this is a hot water grotto. I mean, right now it's just a temperature. It's cool right now, but it's warm. It's
still pretty warm.
Yeah. So kind of we got the grotto for the hot tub, the grotto for the pool, grotto over the slide, and then a grotto over the lazy river. So, you know, a lot of grottos.
You said slide. That's the next part I want to go to over here.
All the way up to the top. So no handrails, just
Being
boulders.
able to touch the rocks for your handrails.
I call it the jungle slide because we have this canopy of palms over.
Yeah.
So as you slide down, it kind of feels like you're going through a jungle.
Absolutely. Start to finish, how long does a project like this usually take?
So these projects, they take a while. You know, from the time I meet a client, we have to do the whole design process, get them to approve everything. Then engineering, a lot of engineering goes into a pool like this. So typically the designing, engineering, permitting process can take close to a year just to be ready to break ground.
Yeah. And then obviously with all the stonework you got here, is that all local distributors that you're buying the stone from? Are you bringing this in from different states, or is it all coming from local areas?
Yeah, so this is all Tennessee fieldstone. So I actually go to Tennessee, hand select all the stone. I have a vision in my mind of what I want to build, so then I can pick out the perfect rocks for it. And so all this was shipped in from Tennessee. And yeah, I just think the Tennessee rock's beautiful. It's pretty cost effective because it's coming from not that far away.
Yeah.
You know, it's about 680 miles from where I get this rock to here. And so, you know, the shipping's not too bad, and it's just a good, solid, beautiful rock.
All right, Lucas, let's check out some more of this job.
So Lucas, here's another beautiful space in this project. And it's actually a little bit, I'm not going to say chilly because I'm from New York, but
Right.
it has a little bit of wind, it's a little bit of chilly, and this feels perfect.
Yeah. No, for Florida, this is a cold day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like, do I wear a long sleeve shirt or is it gonna warm up? But yeah, this is nice. And actually, it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, so it's a great space to hang out when the weather's either really hot and sunny or it gets a little chilly. You can kind of still be outside, enjoy the views of the waterfall, and kind of sit around with a little ambiance. And you know, we have some designs where there's even more hidden areas, but here, you know, for safety, just to keep an eye on everybody, because there'll be kids, there's big parties, they wanted to kind of be able to see everything, but we still have those fun little nooks and crannies and places for people to kind of get together in smaller groups, you know, 4 to 8 people where you can actually have a conversation. I mean, they'll have parties with like, you know, 200 people. You can't hang out with 200 people all at once, right? So you need to find a way to kind of break people off into little groups.
I like it because you can come in, you can go to the bar area over there, grab your drink, come over the bridge, settle in, have a nice little drink, you know what I mean? It's like a perfect little area for that.
Yeah, it's great.
Me, Lucas Lagoons, watching all your videos, this is like the Lucas Lagoon stamp, you know what I mean? This rock, the Tennessee rock, and we talked about it in the first podcast. It's like your icon, it's like your logo to me is this grotto, you know? And I think it's what you're known for.
There's some modern kind of clean lines with the house, and so I had to kind of do a blend of, you know, I needed something that was more neutral to go with the home and kind of transition us to the pool area.
Yeah, I love it. Plus, yeah, with the grays and blacks and the tones that come out of here, it works really, really well.
Yeah, perfect.
And I like you did it kind of like in a herringbone, right?
Yeah.
This is what really catches your eye, although it's kind of hidden.
Yeah.
You know, in your grotto and the waterfalls, you know, kind of take over the space because of the beauty of it. But man, look at this.
Yeah.
This is an entertainment space.
Yeah, this is insane.
And I love it because the view, you could sit here, you know, the noise, you can really pan out and see the entire project from this space. I want to go over to the waterfalls over here and kind of get the camera on this because that's what I love about your projects is the fine little details and these pebbles over here, the colors of them. And I see your videos on how you do this.
Right.
But, you know, everything looks so large and, you know, the veneer to it. But look at this. You get the camera on this right here. I mean, this is a beautiful part of your project and the details that really make it for me.
Thank you. Yeah, the guys hate when I do the beach pebble because it's so annoying to put on, you know? But it's the only thing that really like for a spillway, it goes with the natural rock. If I did the blue tile from the pool, it would have just not looked right together. So this is a standing earth color, and then we do, you know, the same kind of brown grout in between that we use for the rock.
It takes a lot of time.
A lot of time. I mean, if it's on a straight flat surface, you can use the mesh, but when you're doing a radius like that and it's a compound radius, it's going this way and this way, you have to put each one on by hand. So I mean, that's a couple days of work, just that one little spillway.
Now for all the contractors out there, something like that, when you add a detail like that, do you take into consideration obviously the man hours and stuff like that, or is that something that you pass by the homeowner and say, hey, I would love to do this, but it's going to cost you a little extra, or is it just kind of within the price?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of within the design and the price. I mean, I know what works. I try not to give them too many options because, you know, you get too many cooks in the kitchen, you end up with not a good tasting cake, right? So, you know, if they wanted, you know, to me it's either glass tile, you want to do a beautiful contemporary spillway, or it's natural and it's organic. I don't really like mixing the glass tile with the rock. To me it's either beach pebble in the fieldstone or you go with the glass tile. It's kind of one or the other.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I think it gives you that detail that, you know, from afar you don't see it,
right?
But when you're up here, again, it's that Lucas Lagoon stamp.
I mean, everything at night is more beautiful than in the day. I mean, if you look closely, there's lights everywhere. I mean, every palm tree has at least 2 lights on it. Like this palm tree, 2 lights, everything lit up. These palms look really cool at night because of the texture and the bark. It's just got that cool architectural element. Lots of speakers, especially for a party house, right? You need a lot of tunes. I mean, you got a subwoofer buried right here, another speaker. I think there's 3 or 4 subwoofers buried around The backyard here, satellite speakers everywhere. I mean, this place gets bumping.
The pumps, the lighting, the audio. How do you train or teach your customer how to use all of this? The
Right.
automation part of it
Yeah.
all. Is it something that you guys do as a company to train your customer?
Yeah, we need to find out who's taking care of it, whether there's a caretaker or another company. We
Okay.
do the pool school. We kind of go through the system, how it all works. We got Joe Hunt here back there. He's, he's been just amazing for us. Kind of
Very knowledgeable. I was
very
just talking
knowledgeable.
to him, yeah.
He comes, does the startups, sets the pool equipment. He can program, everything. If there's an issue, troubleshoot it. He can train the clients or whoever's maintaining the pool. This pool here, actually, he maintains because he's local to this area. But just been a great resource, a great guy.
Yeah. So again, we transition into another area. I mean, for me, this looks like something that you can really entertain. Obviously, you have the turf. I mean, this beautiful tree, this background right here is, you can't beat it.
Dude, that tree, there was no way I was going to let that get cut down. It's so beautiful. They love it. They're so happy. They're like, we're so glad that you made us keep this tree, because it's a focal point to the yard. And like I said, I mean, having all the models under here, it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And the only way you can truly appreciate how fun and of an area this is to play in, you gotta hold my hand, you gotta skip. You can't help but laugh.
Oh,
Right?
this is big. This is big time.
All right, I wish I could do a cartwheel. My elbow's still busted up from. Can you do a
I see.
cartwheel?
Huh?
Gotta do a cartwheel or something, somersault.
Oh, man. Let me see what I can do.
Not bad, not bad. Better than mine.
Hey, you know what the nice thing about turf is? You don't get grass stains.
I know, exactly. I wouldn't have done that in my nice pants I wore for you guys today if that was real grass.
Oh, that's awesome. Lucas, thank you so much. I can't wait to see this at night. The Outdoor Project Podcast, Lucas Lagoons 2, Odessa, Florida. Thanks, buddy.
You bet.
Now check out these night clips.
Oh, I
Here,
stuck
hold
it. Oh
hold
boy, we are not graceful at all. Yeah! I used to be a
Here we go, ready?
Oh, nice. You bet. Good time.